Good evening all of you and welcome once again to our online classes, and as you can see today we are up with a new topic that is a very creative topic from reading section, and the name of the topic is note making. So first of all we all must discuss the bifurcation of marks and marking scheme of note making. So note making carries 8 marks and these 8 marks are bifurcated in two parts, 4 marks each. 4 marks for note making and 4 marks for summary, and you have to provide summary of note making which you are making in 100 words. So the limit of summary is 100 words. Now bifurcation, other bifurcations are 1 mark for format, the format which we have written over here. 2 mark for content, whatever we have provided in this section, whatever main heading, subheading and subheading or subheadings. So 2 mark content carries 2 marks, and 1 mark is for abbreviations. Key to abbreviations. Abbreviations means short form of words. You need to contract long words in short, so as it will be easier for you to write down, it will be easier for you to memorize. So now we shall discuss what is the purpose of note making. The purpose of note making is to cut long things short, a long passage in short. So this is the purpose of note making, and how we have to do this, how we have to achieve this purpose, what is going to be the methodology of achieving this purpose or performing this skill. The methodology is that you have to contract sentences, you have to contract words, you have to contract sentences, and in this manner you have to perform this note making, this skill. Now let's start with the format, discussing the format of a note making. The first thing that with which we start with is main heading. Main heading is going to be the heading of the complete passage that is given to you. A passage, there will be a passage in your question paper that will be in 550 or 600 words approximately, and these 500 or 600 words you have to contract these 550 600 words into note making. Now main heading is going, as I have told you, that main heading is going to be the heading that you give or allot to the whole passage, and you will find out the main heading of a passage by reading it. First of all, what you need to do is you need to get an idea about that passage, whatever is being discussed in the passage. You have to read the whole passage first to find out or to figure out what is the theme of the passage, what is the central idea of the passage. Only after figuring out the central idea of the passage you will be able to provide main heading. I have written this main heading, yoga. For instance, the passage that is given to you having that central idea of yoga, it is describing yoga. So how to write the main heading in that passage? So to write down the main heading, what we have to do is we have to write down a single word. First of all, transform that whole passage, transform your main heading first of all in single word. Try to explain your main heading in single word. Then after, use colon. After using colon, then you have to give a brief description of that main heading. You have to give the brief description of that main heading like this: yoga, a new way of life. So this is the description, this is the brief description of your main heading. So in this manner you have to write down your main heading. Then let's move on to the next, that is the subheading. Your passage shall be divided into paragraphs, 4 or 5 or 6 paragraphs, but it is not required, it is not advisable to you to make 5 or 6 subheadings. You have to just you just have to provide only 4 subheading in a paragraph. In a complete paragraph you have to provide only 4 subheading. It means that your complete passage shall be divided into 4 subheadings, and each paragraph shall be given separate subheading. If any paragraph, any 2 paragraphs are conveying same idea, or they are giving the same idea, then you can include both the paragraphs under one subheading. So in this manner you have to write 4 subheadings, you have to provide 4 subheadings, and then you have to describe all those 4 subheadings. Now what you have to do is take the first paragraph from the passage. Take the first paragraph from the passage, provide a subheading to that paragraph. For example, introduction you can provide, and then you have to figure out, you have to find out 3 or 4 value points out of that paragraph. Remember one thing, that you don't have to contract the whole sentence, you don't have to contract the whole paragraph. You just need to figure out only basic things, only valuable things, and rest of the things shall be eliminated. Rest of the things shall be eliminated. So figure out the value points of your from your paragraph and convert those value points into subheadings. As I am giving this name subheadings, and heading means anything that is giving its idea, that is giving its brief description in less words, using less words. So heading should be short, subheading should be short, and your sentences shall be contracted, and that that contraction should be done by you, and I will teach you how to contract long sentences, how to contract long sentences or long phrases into shorter one. So in this manner we have to find out 3 subheadings or 3 or 4 value points from that paragraph. Same principle, same method you have to perform on other subheadings. Rest of the subheadings, up to 4 subheadings, you have to perform the same task. You have to assign a name, a subheading to a particular paragraph, then you have to find out value points out of it, and then move on to the next paragraph. As I have told you, if there are 5 or 6 paragraphs, then you can include 2 paragraphs in or under one subheading. There is no harm in it, and you have to convert that subheading or explain that subheading by the means of subheading, by giving value points or figuring out or finding out value points out of that paragraph. So you have to perform this whole process 4 times, because you have to find out 4 subheadings. You have to find out 4 subheadings. You have to divide your paragraph into 4 subheadings. So the same process you have to follow. If there is a need, you can provide subheading, and where to provide. For example, you think that point number 2.2 of this subheading requires some more explanation. Then how you can write it? First of all, you have to do the indenting. Indenting should be proper. Numbering should be proper. Only in this manner, the manner in which I am writing, you have to follow the same manner. Do not change the manner, do not alter the manner in which I am writing. Follow the alignment. Main heading at the center. Main heading should be at the center. Move to the left portion of your answer script. Left portion of your answer script, and beyond one side of the margin. After the margin, you have to write down subheading. Point number 1, there will be a margin over there, and you have to write point on the left hand side of the margin, and then you have to provide subheading like this. So I was talking that if you feel requirement that point number 2.2 requires some more explanation, and in that case what you have to do, you have to write like this, 2.2.1, because it is going to be the first heading of heading 2.2. So then you have to write sub heading, means your value point, and then you can continue 2.3, and you have to write sub heading in this manner. In this alignment, write down this sentence in the same manner in which I have written it, leaving some space. There should be a differentiation. You could be easily differentiate where you have written your subheading and where you have written your subheading, where you have written your subheading. So there should be clear differentiation. And how you can create this differentiation? You can create this differentiation by following alignment, proper alignment. As I have told you that main headings, subheadings should be written at the center of your answer script and subheading at the left corner of your answer script, and indenting or numbering should be beyond that margin, that should be on the answer script or the board answer script. So in this manner you have to follow this format, and you have to follow the alignment. Take care of the alignment, follow the alignment same manner in which I am telling. Now let's move on to the next point. Up to now we have completed for 3 marks, 1 mark for the format. If you have followed the format properly, completely with alignment, then you will be able to get 1 mark for that format. And then 2 mark for content. Content includes main heading, subheading and sub-subheading or sub-subheadings. This includes 2 marks. Now next is what you have to write: key to abbreviation. Key to abbreviation you need to write once again at the left corner. At the left corner of your answer script, where you start, where you end your last subheading, where you have ended your last subheading. As I have told you, you have to make 4 subheadings, and where that 4th subheading ends by describing all the sub-subheadings like 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4. After describing all the 4th subheading, you have to give key to abbreviation. Abbreviation means short form of words. Now it is advisable that you must give 5 key to abbreviations. Although it is suggested in board examination in question paper that you have to provide minimum 4. You have to provide minimum 4 abbreviations, but I will request you that you must go for 1 extra. You provide 1 extra abbreviation, that should be that you have to provide 5 key to abbreviations. You have to make a column. First of all, write down the heading key to abbreviation, and then you have to provide 5 abbreviations. And how to find out abbreviations, I will tell you that how it is advisable, and how you are going to find out abbreviations from your passage, and what is going to be the method, what is going to be the process which you have to follow while finding out these abbreviations. So this is going to be your note making for 4 marks. Up to now you have completed. After finishing this task, after completing your key to abbreviation, you are eligible for scoring 4 marks. And rest of the 4 marks you have to perform summary. You have to write down summary in 100 words. So how to write summary? It is very simple. I will teach you afterwards. But right now you need to master whatever method, whatever format, whatever manner in which you have to write down note making. You have to follow each and everything. If there is any confusion, you can ask me. You must develop this habit of asking questions. It is seen that you never ask questions, you never put questions or you put your queries in front of us. But it is advisable, it is required that you must ask questions. Because remember one thing, that after this lockdown is over, you have to enter your classroom. Inside that classroom, mark my words, I am pretty serious right now. Inside the classroom, I am going to ask you questions related to the topics which I have discussed, because I am investing my time, and same I am expecting from you. You have to invest your time positively. So remember one thing, that when you will face me inside the classroom, you are going to face some serious questions from my side. So be prepared. Whatever I am teaching, I have seen that you are not watching all the videos properly, in proper manner, in proper timing. You are delaying your watching time. So do not delay. Whatever assignment is given on a particular day, you must complete that assignment on that day itself. You must read that assignment that day itself and try to master it. Ask questions related to that topic. So mark my words, be serious. When the class resumes, then I will ask you questions, and that is going to be a very difficult task for you to face me at that time. So be serious and learn everything properly. Where there is doubt, I am ready to tell you, I am ready to clear all the doubts. So now what is remaining is how to write E2 abbreviations. So for that I need to take some time so that I can prepare for the rules and regulations which you need to follow for E2 abbreviations.